Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into something pretty unique today. The Aucdt University College of Design and Technology.
AUCDT for short.
Yeah, AUCDT. It's a mouthful.
Definitely.
But their story is anything but ordinary. We've got a whole stack of sources for this one. Student handbooks.
Curriculum documents.
Accreditation reports.
Even a roadmap they've laid out for their future.
It's like getting a VIP pass behind the scenes.
Exactly. And I think what makes this deep dive especially interesting is that we get to see not just what they're teaching, but also the WHY behind this institution.
The origin story, right?
Yeah, like how did this place even come to be?
Well, imagine this. You're a businessman running a successful jewelry company, exporting gold. Things are going great.
Living the dream.
Exactly. But then you hit a roadblock. There's a serious lack of skilled jewelry designers in Ghana.
People who could be taking those raw materials and turning them into amazing finished pieces.
And that's where AUCDT begins. This businessman we're talking about is Mr. Kobena Asante Asar, the founder. He started inviting students to intern at his company, Asanska Jewelry Ltd., to see if that would help.
I bet those student reports were eye-opening for him.
Oh, absolutely. He realized the problem was way bigger than just a few internships.
So what did he do?
He went all in, decided to create an entire university dedicated to design and technology.
Wow. Talk about commitment.
Right. But even beyond the founder's story, AUCDT has a very strong identity.
Oh yeah, you can see it right away in their logo. It's in the show notes, but let's break it down. Sun rays for a bright future, the gold color symbolizing, well, gold, Ghana's precious metal.
And then brown for the soil, green for the vegetation.
It's more than just a pretty design. It really shows how connected they are to Ghana.
And that connection is even more clear in their vision and mission statements. Their vision is to become an internationally reputable center for design education and research.
Ambitious.
For sure.
But it aligns perfectly with that initial desire to elevate Ghanaian craftsmanship onto the world stage.
And then their mission statement is all about providing quality training in arts, design, and technology. But it goes beyond that.
Oh yeah, it's not just about skills training.
They also want to do research, spread knowledge, and even contribute to policymaking for national development.
They're not messing around.
Nope. They're serious about having an impact. And they're instilling these core values of diligence, honesty, pride in work, all geared towards nature building.
So we've got the big picture, but what about the student experience? What's it like to actually study there?
Well, they've got a very structured academic environment. They use a credit system, and courses have a specific coding system. For example, in one of the documents, there's a course listed as BJDT 112.
Okay, what does that tell us?
Well, the BJDT refers to their Bachelor of Arts in Jewelry Design Technology program.
Makes sense.
And then the 112 breaks down to level 100, first semester, second course listed, super organized.
And it sounds like they're serious about maintaining that level of organization and integrity across the board.
Definitely. Tampering with electronic records, plagiarism, it all leads to immediate dismissal. High expectations. But they also have a solid support system.
Like what?
Well, new students go through an orientation process to get familiar with everything, the campus, the rules, their rights and responsibilities.
Sounds like they're trying to strike a balance, high standards, but also a supportive environment.
Exactly. Now, we should dive into the two specific programs we mentioned earlier, the Diploma in Jewelry Design Technology and the BA in Product Design.
Yeah, let's get into the specifics.
For the diploma program, we actually have their full accreditation report, which is pretty awesome.
That's a gold mine of information.
It is.
Yeah.
And it really connects back to Mr. Asante Asar's vision for the university.
How so?
This program is all about taking raw materials, especially Ghana's gold, and transforming them into high-value finished goods.
Boosting those exports, showcasing Ghanaian craftsmanship.
Exactly. They've been running this program since 2018, affiliated with the University of Education, Winneba.
Strong partnership to have, and it seems they're not afraid of change either. The accreditation report mentions that the original head of the department retired and has been replaced by a much younger lecturer, Dr. Andrew Richard Owusu-Addo.
Interesting. Maybe a sign that they're bringing in some fresh perspectives.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Now, the BA in Product Design, this one is a bit newer, but no less ambitious. We actually have the entire curriculum for this one.
Okay, what stands out to you about their approach to product design?
It's all about blending those big, abstract design concepts with traditional Ghanaian design elements.
Creating something truly unique.
Right. And here's the really cool part. They emphasize using local materials.
That's smart on so many levels, supporting local industries, creating products with a deeper connection to Ghanaian culture.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond aesthetics, too. One of their main objectives is to create products that are more affordable than imported equivalents.
Boosting local production, promoting self-reliance.
Exactly. This program really highlights how AUCDT is trying to blend practical skills with a real impact on the economy.
Making a difference.
But let's be real, every institution, especially one that's growing this quickly, faces challenges.
Obstacles are inevitable.
Right.
Interesting how that entrepreneurial spirit comes full circle.
It is. But it also means they need to find ways to diversify their income streams.
Which brings us to their roadmap for increasing student numbers. It's pretty comprehensive.
They're definitely being proactive about their growth. They've already launched a national advertising campaign.
Have they seen results yet?
It's a little early to tell, especially since the 2024 WEA-EC results, which usually lead to a spike in applications, haven't been released yet.
Good point. So what are some of the other strategies they're exploring in this roadmap?
Well, they're planning to strengthen their partnerships, both locally and internationally, and they're creating an international recruitment unit, specifically to target students from other West African nations.
Expanding their reach beyond Ghana's borders.
They've even mentioned recruiting alumni as country managers.
Especially in Nigeria. Leveraging those existing networks is a smart move.
Absolutely. One of the most interesting things is the Design and Technology Innovation Center.
What's that all about?
It's not just for students. They're setting up a tiered learning system for local artisans.
Wow, that's amazing. Bridging the gap between those traditional craft skills and modern technology.
Exactly. Everything from basic digital design skills to workshops on business development and even advanced certifications.
That could have a huge impact on the entire design ecosystem in Ghana.
And they're planning to involve their students as teaching assistants.
So everyone benefits. Artisans learn new skills, students get practical experience, and AUCDT strengthens its ties with the community.
A win-win all around.
They're also addressing accessibility head-on, offering flexible learning options like online and weekend courses, and exploring ways to provide financial aid and scholarships.
It's a holistic approach.
Yeah.
They get that attracting more students is important, but so is supporting them throughout their whole journey.
It's about building a sustainable future for themselves. Aucdt for Ghana.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have, but there's one more thing I wanted to touch on, those new engineering programs they're planning.
Yes. 4 new programs.
It's a bold move, expanding in that direction.
Hi.
I'm curious to see how it plays out. I think it's time to shift gears a bit, for those efforts to really gain traction.
I guess so. Or maybe their focus, being so specialized on design and technology, maybe that just hasn't caught on with a wider audience yet.
That's a possibility.
I mean, it does make you think that expanding their program offerings could help, like those new engineering programs they're adding.
Potentially, yeah. But it's also worth noting that they were actively trying to recruit internationally.
Oh, right. Especially from other countries in West Africa.
Exactly. They even mentioned wanting to have alumni act as country managers.
Clever. Utilizing those existing connections.
It could definitely make a difference in their enrollment.
For sure. But attracting students is just one part of the equation. Can they actually support a big increase in students? What about their resources and staffing?
That's the million-dollar question. And luckily, this accreditation report gives us some insights into their staffing situation, at least.
Okay, let's dig into that. Give me the breakdown.
So for the diploma program, they have 3 full-time lecturers,
Okay.
all specializing in metalsmithing and jewelry, which makes sense given the program's focus.
Makes total sense. Who are these talented folks?
We've got Dr. Andrew Richard Owisu-Ado, Salidofori Kamabilali, and Raymond Tawaya Kwashi.
A strong team.
They do. And they also have a part-time lecturer for management and another for education administration.
So a pretty small teaching staff, even for a niche program like this.
It does seem that way. But they do have additional staff listed as technical staff, technologists, technicians, to help support the teaching. The support crew.
Essential. And then, of course, they have their administrative staff.
Right. The president, vice president, registrar, all the key players.
Yeah, all
That administrative backbone is going to be key as they grow. But what about their facilities? The physical resources, classrooms, workshops, all that.
You mean like if they have enough space to accommodate a larger student body?
Exactly.
Well, the report actually lists out their facilities.
Oh, perfect. Let's hear it.
For the Diploma in Jewelry Design Technology program, they have 6 classrooms,
Okay.
each with a capacity of 25 students.
Not bad.
They've also got 4 discussion rooms for 16 students each.
Nice.
a dedicated jewelry design workshop for 36 students,
Excellent.
and a conference room that can hold 50 people.
So those spaces seem adequate for now, but I can see them getting a bit cramped if those numbers start to climb significantly.
Yeah, for sure. Space is definitely something to keep an eye on as they grow.
Yeah.
And then there's the question of equipment, which is obviously crucial for a hands-on program like this.
Absolutely. What do they have? They have a pretty impressive inventory from what I can see. Engraving machines, rolling mills, polishing machines, all sorts of hand tools, you name it.
Wow, they're well equipped.
It seems that way, yeah. They've even got an oxygen cylinder and an oxyacetylene torch.
Whoa, sounds intense.
Right. Maybe a sign that they need to prioritize equipment maintenance and upgrades as they expand?
Especially with those new engineering programs coming on board, those often require some pretty specialized and expensive machinery.
You're not wrong. There's one more thing I wanted to mention about their approach that I thought was pretty cool.
Their staff development policy?
Yes. That really stood out to me, too. It's not something you see every day.
It's fantastic. The longer you worked at AUCDT, the more they invest in your professional development.
A great way to incentivize loyalty.
Totally. And to ensure that they've got a skilled and dedicated workforce. It's smart.
It is. It shows they're thinking about sustainability in a much broader sense, not just financially, but in terms of building a strong team.
Well said. So remind me, how does that tiered system work again?
Sure. So after 3 years of service, the staff member and the college split the cost of development opportunities 50-50.
Makes sense.
But after 15 years, the college covers 100% of the costs.
That's amazing. They really value experience and commitment.
Absolutely. And it's not just limited to things like conferences or workshops. They also offer academic advising, research grants, even scholarships for staff members' children to attend AUCDT.
Wow, that's incredible. Talk about going above and beyond.
It's a very holistic approach. It's recognizing that supporting their staff ultimately benefits the students too.
Right. Everyone wins. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but there's still another piece of this puzzle I want to explore.
You're thinking about admissions, right?
Bingo. How do students actually get into this unique place?
And luckily for us, we've got the details on their entry requirements for both programs.
Perfect. I'm curious to see how they've made design and technology education accessible to different types of students. Okay, so spill the beans. What are we looking at for entry requirements?
Well, they've got a few different options, actually. It seems like they're really trying to make it accessible.
Good. So what are the most common ways in?
The WASI results are the main thing.
Okay, that makes sense. The standard high school exam.
Exactly. But it's interesting how they've kind of fine-tuned the requirements for each program.
Oh, tell me more.
So for the diploma, you need at least a D7 in the 3 core subjects: English language, mathematics,
Right.
and either integrated science or social studies.
Good solid base.
Yeah, and then you need that same grade in 3 elective subjects, which I think is nice.
Give students a bit of choice.
Exactly. Now, if someone has taken the GCE levels, they've got a pathway for that too.
Okay, and what does that look like?
You need passes in 3 subjects, with at least 1 being a grade D or better.
It's a bit more specialization.
Yeah, for sure. And they also require credits in 5 GCE ordinary level subjects, including English and math, of course,
Right, I have those.
a science subject, and an ARC subject.
Okay, so they're really looking for that well-rounded student.
It seems that way. And they didn't stop there. They also have a pathway for mature students.
I love that. Makes it accessible for people who maybe didn't have the chance to go to uni right after high school.
Right, exactly. So for mature students, they need to be at least 25 years old,
Okay.
and they take an entrance exam.
What kind of exam?
Let's see. They have to pass at least 3 subjects: math, English language, and 1 more from a
Off
list.
the list.
It includes things like ICT and general knowledge.
Uh-huh. So even if you've been out of school for a while, there's still a way to show you're ready.
Absolutely.
Now, what about the BA in product design? Are the requirements pretty similar?
They are, kind of. The WASP requirements are similar, at least a C6 in the core subjects and 3 electives. But for the BA, they get really specific about which electives actually qualify.
Oh, interesting. So they're not just saying any 3 electives will do.
Nope. They have these 6 categories:
Okay.
visual art, home economics, technical, science, general arts, and business. Each one has its own list of accepted subjects.
So it's like a roadmap for students who are thinking about applying.
Yeah, exactly. Gives them a clear idea of what to focus on.
Very helpful.
Yeah.
And what about GCE, A-level holders?
Same deal as the diploma.
Okay, so that's consistent.
Yep, credits in 3 subjects, at least 1 at grade D, plus those 5 ordinary level credits we talked about.
Got it. Is there anything else?
There is one more pathway, actually, and this one I think is especially interesting.
Lay it on me.
They accept students with a National Vocational Technical Institute certificate.
The NVTI.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, so students who have already gone through some vocational training.
Right. It can be either a grade 1 or grade 2 certificate.
So they're recognizing that practical experience.
Absolutely. But they still need to have those core academic subjects covered.
Right, like English and math.
Yep, passes in those, and then either integrated science or social studies.
So it's like they're saying you can come at this from different angles.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool. It opens up the field to a wider range of students.
I agree. It's great to see. So looking back at everything we've learned about AUCDT, it really is an incredible story.
Isn't it? It all started with one man's vision to fill this need in Ghana.
He saw a problem and took action.
That's right. And from that, we have this institution that's not just teaching design, but really using it to try to make a difference in the country.
For sure. They're not just teaching skills. They're fostering that entrepreneurial spirit, encouraging innovation.
Absolutely. And they've faced their share of challenges along the way, especially with finances and attracting students.
But they're facing those challenges head on, coming up with creative solutions and being really proactive about growth.
They are. And one of the things that really impressed me was their commitment to making education accessible.
Yeah. All those different pathways for students, recognizing that everyone has their own journey.
That's right. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. They're really trying to tap into all that potential out there.
And it makes you think, what if more institutions took that approach?
Wouldn't that be amazing?
I think so. Imagine the possibilities.
AUCDT is proof that you can innovate and make a difference, even with limited resources.
Their story is so inspiring. It shows what can happen when education is truly driven by purpose.
Absolutely. So we'll leave you with this thought. What role can institutions like AUCDT play in shaping the future of education, not just in Africa, but around the world?
That's a great question. Something to ponder. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. Until next time, keep exploring.
Listen up, let me tell you about college so fun, where knowledge is the currency. It's all in the mind. AUCBT science school, where dreams come alive. In the heart of OUB, where we thrive. Come on down, students from far and wide. At Aucdt University, we'll take you on a ride. We've got the rhythm, the beat and the groove, learning and laughter, oh what a move. Oh, OUCDT sounds good. Oh, let the knowledge flow, with the heartbeat of OUB, we make it glow. Aucdt University, where dreams are found.